sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and Rocky K. Baron Theo Mound-builder. What it do?
Yes, sure. We are in the building.
Yes, sir, man. Get right into it, man. We want to give send our condolences, man, to Jesse Louis Jackson. Passed away at 84 years old from a progressive, rare neurological brain condition, man. But at 84, bro, you on house money as far as I'm concerned, man, because the Bible says, 10, that's 70. So 84, man, that's 14 years of house money. A life well lived, and in his passing, man, I think we should highlight, the positives. I remember I was in middle school when he ran for president the first time, and then I was in high school,
88,
when he ran the second time, and freshman week at Morehouse, he had come and spoken, and such a powerful speech, man. Brother was a great orator, was a great community organizer, activist, and he was the young kid doing the civil rights movement at the time. When you look at that April 1968 photograph of Dr. King, right before he was shot, Jesse Jackson as a young kid was present, was there with him. And when you hear him talk about, and relate those moments, he said, I just said, Doc. That's what he called, being in the Baptist church, that's what we call the preachers, man. We call him Doc. He said, Doc. He said, as soon as he said, Doc, boom, he heard the shot, and that was it. And, he was the son of a teenage mother who was born of a teenage mother. So his thing was, when you look at his life, he went on to North Carolina A&T, and at North Carolina A&T, I believe he was the quarterback on the football team, member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Incorporated. Just a good brother, and who, unlike many of our civil rights leaders, got to grow old. Martin ain't get to grow old. Malcolm ain't get to grow old. Medgar Evers didn't get to grow old. So many folks didn't grow old, get to grow old. And he had a historic run, man. In 1988, he won South Carolina. So he wasn't just some.
My first time hearing of Jesse Jackson was when he bought the hostages home. In
he brought the brother. He bought the brother home from Syria. He bought that brother home, and it's kind of make you feel like our government. If you watch Spartacus, The House of Azure,
I do. I love it.
You see how they treat the Syrian. You see how they treat the Syrian.
Right.
It's like the brother over there. It's kind of like they like, hey, he'll be all right.
Yeah, I got to meet Jesse a couple times because him and my father was close, and Tyrone Crider was the one who ran his the Rainbow Coalition, and when he's the one who did the boycott against Nike when they burnt all the Nikes, I was involved and around with all that. And the one thing I like about Jesse Jackson, that he was a regular person. He didn't allow his title or anything to make him be.
And if
lofty.
you look on social media, bruh, who doesn't have a photo with Jesse Jackson?
Jesse was cool with everybody.
That's what I mean. Like,
and he'll sit down and talk to you,
and that's a great thing. To see so many regular people, not CEOs and not the heads or whatever, but just regular people with photographs of Reverend Jackson. And I leave it at that, man. some stuff that that happened, but we're gonna leave at that, man. Brother lived a good life, and may he rest in peace, and God bless his family. And
we're gonna keep it on a positive note.
Yeah, we got to.
Can we do that today?
The man done passed away. He had the goods outweigh the bad.
Yeah, I mean, I have a list.
Yeah, we all do.
I have a list.
We all do.
I have a list.
But at the end of the day,
because you remember when Eddie Murphy was on Saturday Night Live. He did the Jesse Jackson skits, where he dressed up like Jesse Jackson and did a song called Jaime Town. Because I had never heard of Jaime. I was one of those guys. Growing up down here, down south, not even in Dade County, but in Broward County, it was black and white. And if you was other, you got in where you fit in. No one gave you any accommodations, bro. The first Jewish person that I knew as Jewish, a cat named Manny David, he came to our middle school. And he wasn't even there in 6th grade, so he already behind the 8 ball. He came in like 7th grade. And, bro, I heard so many things. I had never heard of a bagel. I never heard of cream cheese. I never heard of, like, a penny as far as the stereotypes, all that stuff, bro. I remember coming back into the classroom, and the guys in my class, bro, they had written a whole song on the 8 days of Hanukkah that was like the 12 days of Christmas. It was like, and I still remember it, but 40 years later, like on the first day of Hanukkah, my rabbi gave to me a bagel with some cream cheese, and then it's like a brown penny, like all these stereotypes, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, it was so over my head, bro. I didn't know what was going on, and then what do they have? Oh my God, what do they do? Not Christmas. What's their Hanukkah. So Hanukkah, Buddy was bringing me something like a little gift every day. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, he chose me to be his benefactor for the gifts. He's like, man, I had to bring you something every day for 8 days. He bought a dreidel. Like, what's that? all these little things, man, that's cool, and, to go on. But that's laid the foundation for my knowledge of, Jews, and that there was a difference, because it was just white to me. And I'm like, hold on, I'm looking at white people being prejudiced against other white people. That blew my mind. That blew my mind at the time. So that whole thing about Jaime Town. Also, he made a comment that if he was walking in Chicago and if he saw a crowd of a group of black kids, teenagers, whatever, he might walk to the other side of the street, versus if he saw, a crowd of white teenagers, which I think was he just said out loud what
he has to experience in Chicago. That's what he has to experience in Chicago. I mean, I understand.
The gangster disciples, you know what I mean?
You would feel more comfortable.
You never know.
You know what I mean?
Drill music.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
So Run Jesse Run, and I Am Somebody.
That was a nice slogan.
Those two slogans, that would come from him, bro, and and just seeing him in tears at the inauguration, well, not even the inauguration, election night, when they were all gathered in Chicago for the Obamas, and just seeing him out there, with the tears on his face.
His tears was a little different, though. Yeah, it wasn't tears of joy.
You think he was hate?
He wasn't hating Obama, man.
You
can't stand Obama. Because Obama was picked to be president in '88. Jesse was the let's try to see what happens.
Stop. Obama gave Jesse his props. Jesse gave Obama his props, man, and he said as much. Like, he honored that brother. Like, nobody's gonna get that spot without seeing some other people do it. And remember, he had to take that hit from Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton got in the Black Dog House when Barack Obama defeated Hillary in South Carolina. And then Bill Clinton was like, what are you talking about? Even Jesse Jackson went in South Carolina. You know what I mean? Just trying to stave off that, that avalanche that was coming, but it did not come. But we got a special guest in here, up in here tonight, man, because we're talking about, black pride, black image, and being somebody I think fits right in, with the monarch and the monarch movement and everything that's going on, man. And we have here with us none other than Mr. Suaveologist Franklin Myrtle and guest.
Thank you for having me, my business partner.
Glasses,
yeah, man.
Wow, I ain't took out the LV.
Louis Vuitton took me well, man. Yeah. I used to be the order packing for them, so they treat me well every now and then. I get a little something complimentary.
Hey,
but yes.
Dope.
Yeah, let me introduce my business partner, the architect, Miss Semi Sola.
Hi, everybody. My name is Semi Sola.
Semi Sola.
Yeah, Semi Sola Lawal. Nigerian.
I was about to say.
Yeah. No, I'm Yoruba.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really Semi.
Yeah, you don't even play with them about that. Man, I don't even. Why people play like that? Why do people play like that? Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I asked her, was she Igbo? Because most Nigerians are Igbo. Like, I'm Igbo. I come from the Igbo
tribe. You Igbo too?
Yeah.
And you all this Native American stuff?
Teddy everything.
Everything.
I'm not Native American. I'm Aboriginal. I mean, we come from the dirt. Native mean you was born. But I'm Aboriginal. I'm from the dirt. I'm from the earth. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Okay.
Big
difference. That's super dope. That's super dope.
Yes,
welcome.
Sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having us. My second or third time here?
Yeah, so I knew we just had him here a bunch of times. I was like,
Last time.
So tell us about Monarch, man, and where the idea came from. I'm loving the panelists. I know a few of them. I know Pierre Rutledge. I know Randall Brown.
Yes.
So tell us about the panel and how this whole idea came about.
Well, let me tell you about the birth of it, and Sammy could tell you in terms of the ideas and all that. A few years ago, I came back from Cape Town, South Africa, and in New York, we have more unity than you guys have in the South. So what I did, I got a group of guys together, which is Eric Knowles. He's happened to be the president for Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I got Donovan Campbell, who's a sports anchor. I got Richard Brunson's son in the way, but he's really his grandson. I got Mr. Coleman, Stevenson Donovan. So I got him, and one other person was Mr. Harold. And I was like, I want to get a group of guys together to do a photo shoot and then eventually, take it to the next level. And they loved the idea. But at the time, all of us was dealing with something, but none of us wanted to talk about it. So fast forward, went back home to New York, and didn't make anything of it. When I came back here a couple of years ago, Mr. Coleman told me that he and Miss Lovely Sammy Sola was working together, and Sammy and I had a conversation, and the rest of it is history.
Yeah, and from what Franklin and I spoke about, there's a need for this, right? And even from the story of where it came from, which was from like the photo shoot and how it couldn't happen due to what men were going through, that's the solution we're providing with Monarch Edge. Monarch Edge is really a personal development, wellness, and summit that's really focusing on 4 pillars of what we believe men need to really talk about. And those conversations include pillar 1, which is on mental health, conversations on imposter syndrome, guilt, anxiety, pressures, just reality of things that come from your mind, which can then affect your physical body, right? Which is vitality. And then the second panel of that is conversations that I believe men don't talk enough about, right? I'm not a man, but I'm aware of conversations that need to be had within those spaces. And one of that is on hormones, right? There's been an increase of estrogen amongst the younger generation, which is literally correlated to alcohol consumption.
Energy, estrogen, you said?
Estrogen. There's been an increase of estrogen amongst in men.
Yes.
Okay, dokie.
Yeah.
Every year.
Through the food?
Through the food and alcohol.
Everything.
Wow.
Every year we get more feminine.
Yep.
Every year.
Wow.
So on a biological level, when the girls are like, oh, the guys are, I mean, yes, unfortunately, and that needs to be talked about more, right? And it's not just about all these, I love all these wellness biohacking events, but again, it's about longevity, and it's about really talking about things that are really impacting you from a cellular level that's not talked about enough within the male space. And then the third is really inspired by Franklin, right? This is more on personal branding, fashion, and grooming, that no matter the culture, no matter the age, the generation, this needs to also be a conversation, because I believe that with founder-facing content being the mainstream of marketing, some people they're just corny with the way they're presenting themselves. It's not just about you having some cat cut, unsolicited advice. It's really understanding that it's about your reputation. When you have a strong reputation, now we can talk about personal branding. Now we can talk about, okay, what's your name? And they know what to affiliate it with. But people are skipping those steps,
Interesting. And the name Monarch Edge comes from?
Monarch Edge was really inspired by, well, I don't know if you guys have been able to see our logo, but our logo is really a bow, and it's also a butterfly, right? So transformation meets refinement. And it's really about just being able to say that, okay, this is where I'm starting and this is where I'm going to evolve, because it's a process. It's a cycle,
it's
everything in life.
It's the process of the caterpillar turned to a butterfly.
Okay, so tell us, what is it going to look like? That particular day, what is it going to look like? What's going to attract them? I hear the 40,000 feet perspective, but as far as the individual, what's going to make that individual say, that's what I need?
It's not just about these panel discussions that we all see in Miami, where it's just someone bragging about themselves on stage. This is really about real intimate conversations just for men. And then what's going to also just take it to the next level is that we actually have activations that are going to literally be connected to what these panels are about. So for instance, we have cutting gallery. So the men are going to have a chance to do another therapeutic session with the barber shop, where they get a little lineup, a little something to spruce them up. And then also with the grooming, there's an esthetician as well. So they get the chance to do some facials. It's a chance to just have your self-love corner, And then we also have a lunch hour with the sommelier, where, it's not just eating food and sit down. You get to talk with someone else, and it's a wine pairing session. So you have the upscale, but you also have those deep conversations. So you're leaving the room feeling wow, not only was it fun, but it was impactful, and I want to learn, I want to grow.
Got some intimacy with it.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Right.
And are there going to be products that are going to be supplied that you guys are going to expose folks to, or not necessarily? Like the barbers, are they going to be pushing Monarch products, or products endorsed by Monarch, or whatever they bring is going to be fun? It's more so the experience.
It's more so the experience. So we have some really dope, amazing sponsors that are giving out product just to be able to really bring this together. But it's not about selling a product. It's about really showing them about how to take care of themselves.
Absorbing the information.
Exactly.
Correct.
And each panel is going to be how long?
About 30 to 45 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I can deal with that.
Yeah, not too long, I always say when it comes to events, guests are like children, you got to keep them entertained, So we're going to hit them with the meat and potatoes and then keep it going.
Y'all plan on moving to different other cities, or just doing it here?
We plan to ship out to Atlanta, go to New York, Chicago, and go international, such as Cape Town, South Africa, or Nigeria.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, we're thinking of Zanzibar, too. We're taking it across the globe.
I think it's good. It's men need to be taught more elements of being, I would say, I don't know, how can I say it? What am I saying, Stefan?
Speak around in
upright.
Service. Yeah.
Just being more
Culture.
Yeah, having more etiquette. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
When I was coming up, I wanted to do business, but I didn't want to look like everybody else. So I was glad Russell Simmons made me okay, I could still do business and still be comfortable in what I'm wearing as long as I'm talking. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I just think that women need it too, because when you just hear conversations with women, I was in a line one day, and this dude, he paid for our food. He paid for whatever we had. He said, because it's good to see two brothers having a positive, intelligent conversation.
Correct.
And I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way when I hear people conversating and the way they talk. It's bro, are in public. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think there's a certain etiquette that people should have in public, and I think what you're doing, it helps, because a lot of people, they just grow up and based off of their father or their mother, they blame them, and everything else is just crying. You know what I'm saying?
Now you have new accountability partners, right? Mentorship, brotherhood, like I notice with men, you guys have these day one mentality, right? The people you grew up with, and sometimes those are people literally holding you back. But you're at that age where now, unless you're in like a certain industry, like probably being creative, you're not more likely to change the people you're around. So this is a chance to have that community that you needed at that point in your life. And I believe that no matter the age, you can be a better person. You can change, you can evolve, you can pivot, right? So that's what we're providing.
All right, that's what's up. Where can I get more information?
On monarchedge.net and also on The Monarch Edge on Instagram.
The Monarch Edge on Instagram. And the event is?
Saturday, February 28th.
Where?
In Aventura.
Where at now? Oh, in the mall?
No, it's taking place at the Aventura Farm. Where Reggie and their law firm.
The rooftop.
Yeah, the rooftop.
Dope.
Of course. Really dope.
Setting.
Oh, yeah.
And what are the hours?
From noon to 6 p.m.
Okay. Y'all got umbrellas up there? 'Cause it might be hot.
Yeah, we'll be fun, brother. We'll be fun. Great experience.
Cause y'all will be inside, I guess.
Yeah.
It's indoor, outdoor.
Indoor and outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a dope venue. So, you need contact number or just the website and the Instagram?
Yeah, so the website again is monarchedge.net. Instagram is The Monarch Edge. And then, that's how you can be able to connect with us and our team and learn more.
Or they could email us.
Yeah, at theworkshop@gmail.
All right.
Yeah.
Super dope, man. Looking forward to it on the 28th. Is it open to men and women or just men?
This is for the men.
So what, you just gonna be there?
I'm even going to be in the corner, but it's really just for the men.
Okay.
Yeah.
You here?
I think she came over to find her husband. This is her way of doing it.
Oh no, we gotta help the men first.
She's gonna find whichever
No.
one got the best. That's the one. I'll take right there. You come back to
But
Nigeria.
to speak on that though, this is also, I am helping the women too, right? Because by having these, this summit and this initiation, the goal is to have different events. And one of them that we've been talking on is having like, let's talk about it for divorced men and women, right? Like I've never seen one where it's like, okay, people that have the trauma and pain from their past relationship, let's literally solve those situations and not let it be a perpetuating cycle and a generational curse, because those people are not healing and understanding each other. Because now the kids are affected, who are the adults that are attending this event or going to women's event, and now there's a chance for those conversations to be had. So we are going to have events with women, and that's just one of them that we're in the works
Under the
of.
Monarch brand, or
It's going to be on the Monarch brand.
under the Monarch
Yeah.
brand. All right, so super dope, man. Be on the lookout for it. Monarch brand, the bow, the butterfly. You know what I mean?
The transformation.
The transformation,
Transformation
yes.
means refinement.
A new you. So we cannot do this without
Will pass.
talking about 45, 47, right? The ultimate grifter. Right? So
Ultimate curse.
where do we begin today? So where do we
Start
begin?
light. Like this is light.
So Seattle is fine.
That's light.
All right, so Seattle says thank you, but no thank you to a White House visit. Like,
Ouch.
you don't hit us. Don't throw a bunch of nuggets and Whoppers at us and Big Macs. Remember that, man? It was like nobody catered the spot, and folks showed up, and he was like, "All right, you guys here," like giving folks burgers. Them guys from Seattle probably don't eat burgers, man. Not highly trained
He'll probably have hot dogs for
professional
them.
athletes. The Glissies.
A bunch of hot dogs.
Man, I was somewhere the other day, man, and I'm like, it was I was somewhere, bro. Oh, at a Super Bowl party, and they had these hot dogs, and they were wrapped in foil or whatever, and I had it, and then folks like had the camera around me. I'm like, why y'all got the camera around me? You about to eat the glizzy? I said, what is that? And they just laughing. So I had to go into my phone and see the new urban slang. I'm like, oh, there's a thing about eating hot dogs.
Yeah. Break it down.
I'm not going into it, brother.
Ooh, that means it's juicy.
That means, yeah, definitely.
Don't leave that one, brother. We gonna leave that one.
Ooh.
So your man had a function, and this is something I need y'all to help me on in real time.
Okay.
I have an invitation.
You gotta go.
I have an invitation to Tallahassee
Nice.
for the Black History program at the governor's mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
You gotta go.
I
Just go for a little bit. Reggie say you was there. Take some pictures. It's good for content.
Picture
Contextual. It's a contextual situation.
I was looking at a photo the other day of it was a video of 50 Cent in Louisiana with the Governor Landry, bro, and he got, man, the comments were bad. Comments were horrible, bro.
Really?
Man, the comments were horrible, bro. It was just like, sell out, blah da 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 da. But
just
that's what that's where I am. I feel like I can certainly transcend any of that stuff, because people know me and they know me and they know I ain't with the,
and they know you from Pompano.
I ain't with the BS.
Right. You're a lawyer and you from Pompano.
But I am trying. See, had they given me the itinerary that I saw for DC, I wouldn't go. With grandma coming up there, like, who would let their mama or their grandma come up there to my grandma told you in the middle of the White House, bruh?
No, they didn't do that.
Bruh, listen,
they didn't do that. They
go and if you
they blackfaced
sweep
it.
Bruh, sweep
They
it.
blackfaced
Like he would have got every black person that he knew, or that was like kind of cool. It was like, hey, it's that time. I told you might get this call. It's now.
A couple of my black friends
Hey,
come
I
out.
need y'all to come.
Look, there's this couple too. They're all
saying
right there.
They're saying that I'm racist.
Yeah.
I need you guys. Yeah, that's her. Can you turn it up, bro?
For the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple.
You love her food.
And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago.
You can see that.
He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Granny said it.
You tore up on the beat me. You tore up on the beat me.
But a lot of
I kill him dead.
Now, what I can say, all of his friends are light skinned. You see that, right?
Yeah.
They're all light skinned, and none of them are dark.
Well, he tried to, get with Iman.
Was that picture real?
He tried to get. Her comment was,
Oh, back in the days.
He tried to get with her, and so to come out there and talk about Somali and other places as S-hole countries or whatever.
Oh, he thinks that
just
might have
like, you know what I mean? That's what she's saying. She's just like, you know what? He couldn't get none of this black molasses.
Right. He being vindictive from 20
just,
years ago.
Being, super vindictive.
Oh, man. I
on.
could believe that,
It
too.
seemed like he was equal opportunity, because he does have rhythm. Not in a John Travolta type rhythm. That's not what I'm saying.
He got a little bop.
But in the real, he got a bop.
Little bop.
Right? He got a bop. Meaning like he likes to dance. It's not like you come out there like, come down, you don't want to see me on the dance floor. No, he likes to dance. We like to have a good time. Right? And he don't drink, which lets me know like, wow, like he really high on life or that coke. Yeah, yo.
He's in the crowd.
I'm speechless.
He's in the crowd.
I think black folks are the only people who the community attacks somebody who just associates with someone who's on the Republican side.
Mm-hmm.
You see no other community, like who's ever in power, you got to use that as leverage.
That's right.
Regardless
That's
of what
right.
side they
Whatever
on.
it is,
No.
whatever it
Like,
is.
closing your eyes and running away from it ain't gonna solve the problem.
You so right.
That's it.
You so
That's
right,
it.
Step. You so right in that, you know, we shame or we attempt to shame person, bro. Nothing, no issues are ever gonna be solved if you aren't at the table to solve them.
Not the
Right?
same.
It's not gonna be, and they're not even gonna care. And this is coming from the perspective as a former prosecutor in Miami-Dade County, and just in terms of, you know, I remember when the Jimmy Rice Act got passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had a press conference, and then they had all of the prosecutors. They had us all upstairs, you know, for this press conference, and they had the parents of Jimmy Rice, you know, in the front row. And I had a hearing that went late or something like that. So when I got, you know, to the press conference, I had to kind of sit in the back. So I'm in the back, and I'm listening to all the stuff that's coming in, and I'm listening. I'm like, am I the only one that says that this may not be constitutional? And bro, when I tell you, all the terms, you know, went back in there, and I could just see, you know, it in the room talking about, should have never hired that guy. Should've never hired him. Do you know where you are? Like, this is what, you know. But I never treated the law as a us against them type situation. I always treated the law as, these are the rules.
It's the balance.
And
It's
if
the
you
law.
understand the rules, then you ought to be able to get through and manage it and whatnot. My whole thing was, don't change the rules in the middle of the game. And that was how I looked at the Jimmy Rice Act. I'm going to tell you two things about the Jimmy Rice Act. And then I had a real case that I had just resolved, so it was very fresh in my mind. I had this young lady who was friends with the accused, right? She was friends with the accused and his wife and his family. And they were all hanging out one day, and the wife was like, she had to go and get the daughter for like dance rehearsal. She had to take her to dance rehearsal or whatever. So they left, and said the guy spent the block, and he came back to the house where ladies, you know, her parents had left. Dad was a prominent professional. He was a doctor, and he had come back to the house. When he came back to the house, you know, she said that he attacked her, not physically, but just that his eyes just rolled in the back of his head, and he just like was obsessed with her, and he just kept saying, pretty titty, pretty titty, pretty titty. He was just like I knew, like whatever. And so he chased her, according to her, chased her in the hall, in the house or whatever, and at one point had touched her vagina, you know, with his hand. So it's called digital penetration, right? No, they didn't have full out, they didn't do it or whatever. And he left. The next day, the guy, his wife, and the young lady, they all went to South Beach in her daddy car that Buddy drove. She let Buddy drive her father's car to this popular spot on Sunday down on South Beach. And while she's there, you know, she's sitting around the table, and then one of the other crew that they met up with was like, what's up? You usually like very gregarious and whatnot. Like, what's the deal? And she was like, told like what happened like the day before. So person was like, well, you better, you know, call the police. So Monday, you know, a couple of days later, you know, she calls the police, and then boom, Buddy gets arrested. never arrested before in his life, working a job. I think he was on the job at that time, 12 years. And Rob Vereen was the lawyer for the guy. I'll tell you how far back this goes. Rob was the lawyer for the guy. So Rod calls me, and he's like, you know, how are you looking to resolve this case? And I'm like, looking at prison. So we went back and forth, and he was like, well, understand, if we go to trial, that, you know, I want to show that he and the lady have been dealing with each other. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. And then he was like, and, you know, she got mad because he wanted the wife involved. He wanted to bring, like, some whatever. And whether that was some Rob Vereen concocted BS caca, I don't know. But that's, you know, that's what he said. That's what he told me. So I brought her back to the office, and I was like, you know, I spoke to the attorney. This is what he said, or whatever. And then she was like, no, denied it and whatnot. And if you know anything about the statistics, black females get the short end of the stick, like throughout the nation, maybe the world, but definitely in the nation when it comes to cases involving rape and allegations, things of that, you know, just horrible. So I'm going back and forth with her, and she was so believable to me, you know, and I was, you know, and I'm like speaking to my supervisor at the time, and I'm like, man, they authorized me to make a prison offer, but a prison offer that was not with the guidelines. Like, the guidelines were like 6 or 7 years, guy with no priors, never been to jail before, and they authorized me to give him like a year and a day in prison, followed by like long-term probation, where, you know, nobody can go to prison for a year and keep their job. So you know his job was gone. You knew his life was ruined, and he was going to accept accountability. I was going to get accountability for this case. She was mad. She was upset, you know, about it, but, you know, the office said, you know, go ahead and convey this plea. This is before the passage of the Jimmy Rice Act, right? So that case was fresh in my mind. So two of the things about the Jimmy Rice Act. One, if you are in prison right now for a case that does not involve sexual molestation, anything, but there was some allegation of a sex crime that was in your paperwork, not even what you get charged with, but just in your paperwork, the state has the ability to file lawsuits 6 months before you get released. So let's say you just, you know, did 10 years. You get ready to come home. They file a complaint 6 months before you come, seeking involuntary commitment. So basically can keep you, you know, locked up for indefinitely, right? And I was just like, for even with people who took pleas, that seems unconstitutional to me, because I'm having this case in my mind, and I know if that was one of the things that was present, you know, if that was a factor, they probably would never have accepted that plea. So now you go ahead and take a plea, buddy going to prison, his life, he probably would have been willing to go to trial for that. Like, man, if y'all gonna keep me, you know, backhand me, backdoor me, and come in and try to keep me, like, and bro, when I said that, man, I think I was out of that office probably maybe 3-4 months later. I did my time and I was out of there, because it was just like, it was just too much for me, bro, because every case that I was getting was a 25-year minimum mandatory with life in prison, man. I just was like, it was just too much for me, bro. I had to go. So when it comes to that, man, I just, you know, Mr. Grifter has made, he and his family, over $4 billion with a B, $4 billion. Know what the latest grift is, Teddy?
Who?
Palm Beach Airport. The first president in history to trademark the name of the airport. Like when you fly into DC, Ronald Reagan Airport, you know who owns that trademark? Not the Reagan Library, not the Reagan Estate, but the authority that manages the airport. Trump went out and took out the trademarks for President Donald J. Trump Airport, Palm Beach Airport, and all this other stuff, man. They charging for buses, benches. Man, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, nobody, bruh, Step, you still good with everything?
That's your man still, bro. Yeah, it's still your man.
You still good with everything, bro?
Trump a necessary evil, man.
Okay. No, hey, I appreciate your consistency.
He a necessary evil.
I appreciate your consistency. And then what do you always say, quoting Ross, Teddy?
Oh yeah, you gotta destroy it before we can start all over.
That's what we gotta do.
That's what we gotta do.
Man,
He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
Bruh, this is not, when you look at an icon like Jesse Jackson dying, right, and you look at somebody who going from college, you know, part of the sit-ins at North Carolina A&T, to being, you know, the young boy with Dr. King, to gaining his confidence, you know, to going on and setting up his own identity. I remember they set up this conference in Gary, Indiana, and they brought like all the black thought leaders to Gary, Indiana, to basically like do a state of the black union. This is in the 70s, bruh. Like doing those type of things. Now we're in 2026, and we are literally going backwards in time. Like, folks are trying to erase our history, our heritage, as if, you know, and this whole like hiding in plain sight, like with Moorish history, or the word for the swarthy folks from Scotland, you know, the Madonna,
Black
Madonna, you know, all these things, you know, and getting the Christianity predates in Africa. Like everything is there, you know, as far as that. And even, you know, with Jesus, like, where did he hide? He hid in Egypt, right? At the time that Israel is part of Africa, but they try to make it as if it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like it's like it's not even there. It's like, yo, in the Bible, it's like, yo, they had watched him, you know, put him in this little basket. Imagine putting somebody in a basket of Biscayne. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's gonna have to be. When I went to Israel for the first time, and I went to the Jordan, you know, you thinking that it's gonna be like this huge. No, bro, it's literally like this, like as thin as this room, bro. Like, it is very, very thin, like the Jordan River where John the Baptist baptized Jesus. And it's like you try to remove us from history. Why is that? Because how do you explain 400 years? Like, we didn't get like some vaccine to take us from subhuman to who we are today. We've always been this. Our DNA has not changed in 400 years. To all of a sudden be like, oh wow, you guys can be doctors and lawyers and suavologists and teachers and all these things.
He's like, yeah, you didn't forget we did it in the beginning. We taught you guys twice. We taught y'all twice. We taught y'all twice as the Greeks, and then as the French and the Spain with the Moors. We taught y'all twice.
You feel me? And I love the story about the Sicilians. You know, when they talk about the Sicilians.
And the white people like to tell that story. They like to tell that story.
When they say, you understand, right? You understand, like, the Sicilians. Like, they were blonde and blue-eyed. And then, you know why, and all these years later, why they aren't. because the African did a whole lot of bumping.
That's right.
And grinding. So much so that it's still to this day. To this day. So why is that?
Let me be clear. I hope Trump makes a mockery of our entire government and judicial system.
That's what he's doing.
So I hope he does 10 times worse.
That's what he's doing.
But the only issue with that, I feel you. I feel you. But the only issue with that is that things never happen the way you plan them. And one of the offsets and offshoots of what he's doing right now is, the courts is the last bastion.
That's what's saving it.
That's the last bastion. That's the last guardrail. And by appointing so many federal judges and so many folks, bruh, like I watch The View. I tell y'all, I like to watch The View. And they always have a conservative female, white conservative female on The View to come in there, whatever. And all the stuff, they got this lady, she's from a reality show. Her name is Savannah Chrisley. I don't know what reality show she's from or whatever, but she's on there, bruh, and she cool with everything. Like every Fox News talking point. I was watching Fox News the other day, bruh, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Remember how we grew up, Teddy? When if it was a hit, it was a hit. If it was Captain and Tennille, if it was Elton John, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, it was a hit.
That's right.
A hit was a hit. Now we all in our individual silos, and we only listen to who we want to listen to. We only listen to who we feel like agrees with us. And you got the right to do that. Even when you're wrong, the algorithm is such that even when you're wrong, there's a whole rabbit hole to go through on wrong information. So you don't even know you're wrong when you're wrong, because the algorithm was like, bro, have you ever thought of something and did like some search? Like right now, I'm like, I got to do a new roof. Every other search term is right now that come on my phone. Roof.
I'd be a little skeptical. My algorithm be changing to something I ain't even put into it.
It's like, coming from your mind. It's coming from your brain. Yes, it's coming from that, bro. It is that. That's what they don't want us to know.
Of course.
But they show it all the time in movies, like when Batman was looking for everybody, he turned on the iPhones. Like they show in the movies how they can do it.
Yeah.
Just like how they just gave
us a taste with
Savannah, with the Guthrie. That's right.
They just gave us a taste of that.
They just did it.
When the story first came out, they said she did not have a subscription.
Yep.
She did not have a subscription. Therefore, they did not capture any video footage of any of the perpetrator or any potential perpetrator, whatever. A week later, they're like, well,
experts went inside.
They coming in like Jesus. Like Jesus is like at the wedding. He was like, well, I ain't one to stop the party. Don't tell nobody. What y'all drinking? Tell me, all we got is water, man. I'm going home. Don't tell nobody. Ooh, man, this is wine, dog. This is wine. Now all of a sudden they got all the stuff in the, they got all the stuff.
Guy with the mask and all that.
And the DNA. I was like, man, how they gonna figure out, the stuff with the DNA if the person that they found is not a perpetrator? Then they're like, oh, man, we hate to tell y'all this. They're like, we hate to tell y'all this, but we got Ancestry.com, and they tell you that they can't. They aren't going to release it to authorities. But we saw that with the iPhone too, when they had the iPhone, and it was like, we need to get in this, the federal government, and it was like, nah, we ain't giving it up, and they go and get the hackers, and it went quiet, right? So I agree with you. I'm just saying, I'm just not sure.
It makes a mockery of the system.
I mean, the one thing that you gotta understand is that always the money people has always ran the government, the billionaires,
and that's what he exposed, and that's why he's in power. Just like the marijuana, the recreational marijuana polls over 70% in Florida. But, you know, the folks came in and put that bread in and funded, you know, to come in there, and they didn't get the 60% that was necessary to pass it, you know, because money talks, which goes back to what case? Citizens United. Supreme Court case, which basically gives corporations unlimited speech. You know, this whole thing about, like, why do you say corporations are people, right? Because by saying that, that gives corporations the same free speech right to anyone, and now you get to come with these super PACs, and you get to come, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So for our folks that's locked down right now, you know we got to give them a lockdown story, right? So Buddy right here is in the crib. Folks come, do a home invasion, and his niece, I think his niece is in the house and gets killed in there. He ends up getting sentenced to 22 years, bro, defending the house. He's shooting the people because he's a felon.
Oh yeah, he's a felon.
Cause he's a felon. So getting him 22 years, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Getting 22 years.
What can you do about that? That's the law.
Defending your crib. That's the thing, man. I had a guy locally, man, who somebody tried to rob him at a convenience store, and you know he shot back and whatnot. Unfortunately, like some law enforcement, when they come up, you know, and they see what's going on, they look at the tape, they see Buddy, and they they let him go, bruh. Like, what happens when you don't let him go?
That's it. Selective law. I mean, I think if you're in your home, I think that's the only time that you should be able to have a gun. If you're in defend your home.
I think you should be able to defend your home, man.
What we got to do to change that?
You just got to change the law. That's it. You gotta
do a petition and bring it back, because that's something that's crazy right there.
Yeah, we gotta change the law. We gotta be involved. Like the midterms are coming up in November. You know, it's not always about the general election, the presidential election, because things happen on the local and the state level, like the city, local, like the school board. You know, like I was in front of the school board last week, right? And I'm looking at it. 2 black people on the school board now. All of Miami-Dade County, like,
are they black? Are they Caribbean? Are they Haitian?
Steve
Gallen,
and Dr. Dorothy Bendros-Mendenhall. You know, those, and they out there and they working and they are respected, but bruh, it's
everybody else is Spanish.
And one white old man, Gallen, Gilbert. He was a state senator, and he came in, which is, you know, that's a whole nother thing right there. We talk about, you know, when a person dies, you can say they put all their life in the public service, but as they live, you got to question it. Like, go get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get a job. Go run a payroll. Go, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, coming back to our guest at Monarch before we run this thing out, what are you most looking forward to? And I'll start with you, Frank. What are you most looking forward to? Like, what you gonna wear? You got like
something flown in. You got something flown in.
Or
he got 3 outfits for the day.
You know, he
gonna change up 3 times.
So you remember that when I did that? That was a good look. Now, what I'm looking for, I have a couple things in the closet that's really nice. I'm gonna be wearing that day. More importantly, I'm looking for the community to come out to experience what we have to say, what we have to offer. To see, us partner with 100 Black Men in South Florida, which is your territory, to see what Pierre has to say, to see what Endell has to say, to see potentially Jeff Hoffman, who's a billionaire, who may or may not. Yes, founder of Priceline. When he heard about
on the Epstein list,
I can't speak on that. That's maybe Sammy can. Can you speak on that,
I
Sandy?
can't speak on that.
Would you have known? Would you tell us if you was on Epstein Lake?
I wouldn't know.
Can I ask you? What's her name? Bondi? Is that
Pamela
a real?
Penn Bondi.
Is that a real picture of her and Trump when she was 11?
I don't know. That's the whole That's the whole thing.
That is wow.
That's the whole thing. Is like, you know, you see some things that's hiding in plain sight, and it's just like, I know you just wash over it, man. She becoming my new lady.
She is kind of cool.
No,
when she was on court the other day, she was telling them people off on court.
She becoming my new lady.
I was like,
I do. I've always liked mean women. Like, I just, not mean women, but Alicia Rashad.
Right,
you know, that was my early childhood crush.
That's
Cosby Show,
everybody.
You know, the way she come out there and just give you the look and just come and read you and do all the other stuff, you know. So I just kind of just stayed in my mind where I like mean girls.
I like her and Crockett, like both of them.
Crockett
I want to go back and forth.
Crockett is
I
the
want to
one.
go back and forth.
Jasmine is the one.
I take Bondi over Crockett, though.
Oh, Teddy, you heard that video mix? You heard that? Nowhere near.
I take Bondi over Crockett because, first of all, Bondi got that paper. Remember, she was her firm. She was lobbying before. She got lots of M's. She got lots of M's when she left the Florida Attorney General's office.
And what did the thing that she did here? They said that she did something. She was responsible for something. She put something in while she was here.
That.
I know she had something to do with FHA.
She got a lot of her lobbying firm, bro. She hit for some millions with one of the overseas people that they were complaining about. So if you think about the story, it's talking about some overseas information that her firm was like dealing with it and whatnot. I'm digging her, man, and I'm digging her just because I'm selfish. And I'm thinking it'll be great sex. Just because we be arguing,
right,
and whatever.
Boom.
Like again, I'm back to Spartacus.
I think you missed it.
I'm back to Spartacus. And you know, with the sister, that's the champ.
That's right.
That's the champ. You know what I mean? Like whatever, like they come in there, it ain't.
So
like,
them two doing. I haven't seen that part yet.
What?
I haven't seen. I got it.
She did with the father, then he died, and then with the son.
Wow.
And
He's
like
the one that let her fight the first time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And she don't go out like that. You know what I mean? Like she want to pin you. Yeah. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Anyway, back to you. I'm sorry,
Sammy. What do you?
Sammy,
Sammy.
You know a moment. You good?
Michael Jordan just Michael Jordan's racing team just won the cup.
Yeah.
They talking about Michael Jordan feeling on the man, little son.
Yeah.
And so the guy came out saying, "Stop it! Like this is the happiest moment of my life. This man wasn't doing nothing, and he just like stop it, stop it."
Man.
Simi, you ready?
Yeah, I'm here. You just kind of threw me off. All right. Yes.
His original question: what are you looking for doing summit, doing art?
For me, it's more of like the after effect, the impact, right?
The impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, man,
I can't do it. I can't do it.